The final lap. The roar of engines echoed through the stadium as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the Silver Strike Speedway. Fans packed the stands, their cheers blending into a cacophony of excitement and anticipation. It was the championship race, and all eyes were on Victor "Viper" Hayes, the undefeated legend on the verge of securing his 6th consecutive title. Victor's jet-black car, nicknamed the Shadow, glinted under the stadium lights as he maneuvered into position on the grid. His pit crew gave him a thumbs-up, signaling everything was ready. But Victor felt uneasy. Earlier that morning, he'd found an anonymous note taped to his locker. "Legends fall. Watch your back." He had dismissed it as a prank, yet a nagging doubt lingered in the back of his mind. The race began with a deafening blast of sound. Victor's car surged forward, weaving through the pack with precision. By lap 20, he'd secured his lead, skillfully navigating the curves and leaving his rivals in the dust. The crowd was electric, chanting his name. Then, on the final lap, disaster struck. Victor approached the sharpest turn on the track, his foot instinctively pressing the brake pedal. Nothing happened. His heart raced as he pumped the brakes, but the pedal was unresponsive. He glanced at the speedometer, 180 miles per hour and climbing. Ahead, the turn loomed like a predator waiting to pounce. "Brakes are gone! Brakes are gone!" Victor shouted into his radio. "Pull the emergency brake!" His crew chief, Manny, yelled back. Victor yanked the lever, but it was no use. The car careened off the track, slamming into the safety barriers. The impact sent debris flying, and the crowd's cheers turned to gasps of horror. Paramedics rushed to the scene, but miraculously, Victor emerged from the wreckage, bruised but alive. Later that night, Victor sat in the dimly lit medical bay, his hands shaking as he replayed the crash in his mind. Manny entered, his face pale. "We found something," he said, holding up a mangled brake line. "It was cut. This wasn't an accident." Victor's blood ran cold. He'd suspected foul play, but hearing it confirmed was something else entirely. "Who would do this?" Victor demanded. Manny hesitated. "There's more. We found traces of oil near your car's pit spot. Someone tampered with it while we were distracted." Victor's mind raced. The note, the brake failure, the oil. Someone wanted him out of the race. Or worse. But who? The next day, Victor's suspicion led him to confront the other racers. Most feigned shock or indignation at the accusation, but one stood out. Liam "Lightning" Carter, his closest rival, and the second-place finisher in the championship standings. Liam's victory that night had been overshadowed by Victor's crash, but his smug demeanor spoke volumes. "Tough luck out there, Viper," Liam said with a sly grin as Victor approached him in the paddock. "Guess even legends have bad days." Victor's fists clenched. "Cut the act, Lightning. I know what you did." Liam's grin faltered for a split second before he laughed. "Careful with your accusations. You wouldn't want to tarnish your reputation with conspiracy theories." As Victor turned to leave, he noticed a smudge of oil on Liam's boot. It matched the sample Manny had found near his car. Determined to get proof, Victor enlisted the help of his pit crew and a few trusted allies. They combed through security footage from the race. Hours turned into a painstaking investigation, but finally they found their smoking gun. Grainy footage of Liam's mechanic slipping into Victor's pit stall moments before the race. Armed with evidence, Victor confronted Liam and his team in front of race officials. Faced with the footage, Liam's mechanic cracked under pressure, admitting to the sabotage. Liam had promised him a cut of the prize money and a promotion if he ensured Victor didn't finish the race. The scandal rocked the racing world. Liam was disqualified, banned from future championships, and his tarnished reputation ensured he'd never race again. As for Victor, he returned to the track a month later, bruises healed, but determination stronger than ever. He won the next championship, dedicating his victory to his crew and the fans who never lost faith. Legends, after all, don't fall, they rise.